Hi, everybody. I'm Brian Posick. Well, the Wisconsin Badgers, coming off a split at home against Michigan Tech last weekend, lost the opener 6-2, but bounced back for a 6-2 win on Saturday night. And now they head to Grand Forks to take on arch rival North Dakota, and it's still a rivalry. Stay tuned. Head coach Tony Granato is coming up next on the Badger Hockey Digest.
The Learfield Directors Cup, the highly recognized mark of distinction in college athletics across all divisions, both men's and women's sports. Follow your favorite team's pursuit for excellence in this prestigious annual award through thedirectorscup.com, USA Today, or at L Directors Cup on Twitter or Facebook. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics since 1993.
Oh, a steal. Malone, low right. He tries to get Drusik down. He does and sneaks it past him. Seamus Malone makes it 4-2. Third straight game with a goal for Seamus Malone.
Well, Tony, last weekend, the loss on Friday night against Michigan Tech, but an excellent effort on Saturday night, a 6-2 victory over the Huskies. And you're 4-2. That's a pretty good start, and I think your team's still learning and growing along the way.
We are, and Friday night's game, yeah, it was disappointing because you come home after coming off a big win at St. Lawrence and feeling really good about your team. But if you look at the game, the penalty situation got us in trouble. We never got in the flow of the game. We've talked about it over and over. We're a four-line team that's got to just get over the boards and get in on the forecheck, play with a ton of energy. And when so many penalties are called, it's tough to get your team into the game. And we lost our penalty killer, power play guy, and Tarek Baker, 4 minutes into the game with the major penalty. Then we had another major penalty late in the game when we were back in the game. There was a controversial call where the Doogie got singled out as the one that got the major in a helmet grabbing contest with the guy on tech. So it was one of those games that just didn't go well for us. But I loved our response. Again, our team fight, our team energy, our everybody on the team feeling part of it and being part of a win is really what's been special so far this year.
Yeah, reducing the number of penalties would reduce the number of time on the penalty kill too. Obviously, Michigan Tech had success on the power play. So how do you go about, staying aggressive, using that energy while? Well,
that's a great point by you. And yeah, I can't take the aggressiveness out of our players and tell them to back off, get on your heels, and play cautious. We have to be aggressive. I think one is some of the younger guys learning the referees in college hockey. Mm-hmm. I think some of it is early in the year the referees are going to call it a little bit differently than they do as the year goes on. That's part of it too, the adjustment that way. Those are a couple factors into it, and unfortunately, two major penalties in the same game, and one of them is a 5-on-3 for 2 full minutes. So, our penalty killers have done okay. They've done way better than the numbers. I know statistically our PK looks like it's not going very well, but how we're doing it and what we're trying to build on, especially with mostly freshmen killing it up front, as well as on the back end. I think that there's been a lot of progress, and I think as we get along into the season, the PK is just going to continue to get better.
Yep, and Daniel Lebedev, the freshman goaltender, earned his first home win against Michigan Tech last Saturday, and he's 2-0, off to a pretty good start, isn't he?
He was solid. I mean, I think our team played really well in front of him, but I think when we needed the big save, he was great, and we fell behind in that game. He probably gave up a goal that he wishes he had a chance to have back on the power play goal. But he's a competitor, and I love the start on Saturday night. And I know we've talked about this with 6 freshmen starting, and those guys are just. You got on the defense, you got Miller and you got Emerson, you got Lebedev and that, and then you got Caulfield and Ashawn and Mersch to start your game. And those guys set the tone for how we play. And that's really a fun thing to see that 6 freshmen were able to have a big impact on a team so fast. And like you said, Daniel's 2-0, and all the other guys are contributing in lots of different ways. So it's been a fun class to watch their first 6 games and the progress that they've made.
Yep. And leading the way for the Badgers this season, senior defenseman Peter Tischke. He's the team captain. Let's take 2 minutes with Peter Tischke. What was it like knowing that you were going to wear the C on a Wisconsin sweater?
Yeah, I mean, it was such an honor with all the great captains who have come through. I'm just trying to live into their shoes and take this program to where it needs to be. There are a bunch of great leaders on our team, so anyone really could have been chosen for captain, so it's really an honor to be the captain.
Yeah, and to be the captain of a young team, too. I mean, there are only 6 seniors on this team and 3 juniors. You got a lot of pups that you're dealing with, aren't you?
Yeah, we have a lot of underclassmen, but, I mean, the freshmen from last year, the sophomores this year they're leaders in their own way, too. I mean, Baker, Kalnick, and Emoto, all of them are really leaders in their own way, so it's not that big of shoes I have to fill. And like the freshmen, they have leadership qualities too, so it's not that hard.
Yeah, and you all have the same goal.
Yeah, exactly. We're just going out there. We want to play for each other. We want to win.
Yeah, got to be encouraged with what you've seen so far.
Yeah, I mean, starting out 4-2, that's obviously really good. We had some slumps on our 2 last Friday night games, but we bounced back Saturday, so we just got to prepare for the Friday night games. I think that if we do play like we did on the Saturday games, I think that we can beat anyone.
Who did you learn from when you were a young pup here?
I'd have to say I learned a lot from Eddie Witkow, who was my captain my freshman year. He's a great leader and always worked hard, always got his schoolwork done, just the little things he always did right.
Well, when you played against North Dakota, you noticed Eddie.
Yeah.
He'd love to bang guys around. You're playing North Dakota this weekend up at Grand Forks at Ralph Engelstad. You've played there before. That's a great place, isn't it?
It's a great place, great atmosphere. I mean, the fans really get into it there. It's really fun. So I'm excited for everyone else to have the same experience I did my freshman year.
You've heard about this rivalry.
Yeah.
Is it, you don't play them as often as before when you were in the same conference. Is it a rivalry to the players in your locker room?
Yeah, I still think it is. I mean, even going there my freshman year, just hearing the fans, I mean, they all had stuff to say. They're in your ear all the time. So obviously there's a big rivalry there, and I think that it's still not over. I mean, I wish they were still in our conference, but it just happens that they're not. But I still think that there's a rivalry there.
Progress is an endless challenge. Here at the University of Wisconsin, we're a community of innovators in constant motion. We think on our feet, connect with each other, and hit our stride, pushing past limits. Progress is an endless challenge, but it is only those up to the challenge who change the game.
Well, Wisconsin hits the road this weekend to take on North Dakota, and if your team plays like it has the first 6 games, I think you'll equip yourself pretty well up in Grand Forks at Engelstad Arena. That place is a great place to play.
Great place to play. I'm really looking forward. I haven't been there for a long time. You know, when you think of college hockey, there's a few things you think of, and probably at the top of anyone's list is North Dakota versus Wisconsin for so many different reasons. But they're just 2 tremendous programs that respect each other. But when they get on the ice together, they go as hard and as competitive as any hockey game anywhere. So I can't tell you how excited we are to go see how, as a team, we progressed. You know, it's going to be a different animal for us from the standpoint, like you just said, we're going to walk into a completely different environment than most of our kids have ever been in. But I love the makeup of our team, and I think we'll play well there. We'll play hard there, and obviously they're off to a really good start, and it's a good measuring stick for us to see how far we've come so far.
Yeah, North Dakota went to Vegas last Saturday, beat Minnesota 3-1. That's a good Gopher team we'll see in town next weekend. Does North Dakota under Brad Berry play like North Dakota that you remember when he played?
I'm pretty sure they do. They don't go far from what their identity is, and that's just hardworking. They're going to dump it in. They're going to try to run your defense. They're going to be as physical as they can be. They're going to try to be as intimidating as they can be. But that's hockey. I tell our players, and everybody knows that if you're going to win games and you're going to beat teams in big games, you're going to have to pay a price. You're going to have to battle for every inch of ice. This will be no different than any other North Dakota-Wisconsin series, where from a fan's perspective, from a player's perspective, and from really everybody in college hockey perspective, this is what everyone's looking forward to.
All right. Thanks for your time. Good luck.
Thank you, Brian.
Sure. Badgers head coach Tony Granato. Wisconsin and North Dakota face off Friday night at 7:30, Saturday night at 7 o'clock. Both games you can hear on the Badger Sports Network. For Tony Granato, I'm Brian Posick. Thanks for watching the Badger Hockey Digest.